Stop scrolling right now. Do not move past this moment. Listen to me carefully. In a world where millions scroll past truth every single second, your eyes have stopped here. That is not random. That is not luck. That is destiny calling your name. Let me ask you something honestly. When was the last time you looked around at this broken world? People lie, people cheat, people hurt each other without thinking twice. They ignore the divine, they turn away from prayer. They chase money while letting their souls starve. They build walls around their hearts. They refuse to help the helpless. They close their eyes to suffering. They worship comfort while forgetting compassion. But you are different. You have always been different. Deep inside your heart, you know this truth. While others walked away from goodness, you stayed. While others chose selfishness, you chose kindness. While others ignored the cries of the hurting, you bent down to help. While others cursed the darkness, you lit small candles of hope. You gave when you had little. You loved when love was not returned. You forgave when forgiveness was not deserved. You believed when believing felt foolish. How many people can say that? How many people live that way? Very few. And that is exactly why the divine has noticed you. That is exactly why your name has been spoken in places you cannot see. That is exactly why angels have been assigned to guard your path. You are not ordinary. You never were. And today, something sacred is being placed inside your spirit. Type I am chosen in the comments right now and claim this truth over your life today. Do not let this moment pass without declaring who you truly are. I know what you have been carrying. I know the weight that is pressed against your shoulders when nobody else was watching. I know the tears you wiped away before walking back into rooms full of people who had no idea what you were fighting. I know the nights when your pillow caught what your voice could not release. I know the mornings when getting out of bed required more strength than anyone would ever guess. I know the questions that have echoed inside your mind. Why is this happening to me? When will things finally change? Have I been forgotten? Does anyone even see how hard I am trying? Is there any purpose to this pain? Nothing about your life has escaped my sight. Not one single tear, not one whispered prayer, not one moment of silent agony, not one night when you stared at the ceiling wondering if morning would ever come. I have seen every single piece of your journey. Many times you felt completely alone. You looked around and saw no evidence that I was working. You searched for signs. You waited for answers. You hoped for breakthroughs. Yet day after day, week after week, everything seemed to remain exactly the same. That silence felt unbearable. That waiting felt cruel. That uncertainty felt like abandonment. But what you could not see was that I was working beneath the surface the entire time. Think about how seeds grow underground in complete darkness, surrounded by soil that feels like pressure from every direction. The seed begins to crack open. Nobody sees it happening. Nobody applauds the process. Nobody celebrates the struggle. But without that hidden breaking, no plant would ever reach the sunlight. Foundations are always built before buildings rise. Preparation always comes before promotion. I have been preparing you. Even when you felt like you were standing still, I was moving things into position. Even when you felt like you were going backward, I was setting up something greater. Even when you felt like every door was slamming shut, I was protecting you from rooms that would have poisoned your purpose. If this message is reaching your heart right now, write, I receive this in the comments and make this declaration personal. Your acknowledgement opens the door for greater things. You have been asking why the process has taken so long. You have wondered why certain doors closed so firmly. You have questioned why certain people walked away without explanation. You have struggled to understand why opportunities disappeared just when they seemed close enough to touch. But hear me clearly today. Not every closed door was a loss. Some were protection from destruction you could not see coming. Not every delay was rejection. Some were preparation for responsibilities you are not yet ready to carry. Not every ending was punishment. Some endings were creating space for beginnings that would change everything. The path you wanted would not have produced the person you're becoming right now. The comfort you desired would not have developed the strength you now carry in your chest. The easy road would not have taught you the wisdom that is quietly growing within you today. What felt like hardship was often training. What felt like silence was often preparation. What felt like waiting was often growth happening in ways your eyes could not measure. Now I need you to stop measuring your life only by visible results. Look at how much stronger you have become. Look at how much wiser you are today compared to 5 years ago. Look at how many things you have learned. Look at how many storms you have survived that once seemed absolutely impossible. Years ago, you doubted you would make it this far. You honestly wondered if you would collapse under the weight. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still moving forward, still carrying hope in a world that has tried everything to steal it from you. That is not weakness. That is evidence of resilience that most people never develop. You are stronger than you realize. You have survived storms that should have broken you into pieces. You have walked through seasons that should have defeated your spirit completely. You have faced challenges that would have caused most people to quit on the very first day. Yet somehow, impossibly, you kept going. And I was with you every single step of the way, even when you could not feel my presence, even when you could not hear my voice, even when your faith felt as fragile as glass about to shatter. I remained beside you. I never left. I never will. Type "I am still standing" in the comments right now and honor how far you have already come. Your testimony matters more than you know. Today, I want you to shift your focus completely. Stop obsessing over everything that has not happened yet. Instead, take a deliberate moment to remember everything you have already overcome. Remember the prayers I have already answered. Remember the doors I have already opened when every human option had closed. Remember the miracles that carried you through your darkest nights when you had no strength left to carry yourself. Remember the unexpected help that arrived exactly when you needed it most. The same God who helped you before is still helping you now. The same power that sustained you then is sustaining you at this very moment. The same love that protected you yesterday is wrapping around you right now as you read these words. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked by the one who counts every hair on your head. Your story is not finished. In fact, your best chapter has not even been written yet. There is still purpose ahead of you. There is still growth waiting to happen. There is still healing available for wounds that have ached for years. There is still joy that will make you laugh until tears stream down your face. There is still restoration coming for things you thought were lost forever. But I need your cooperation. Do not allow fear to make your decisions for you. Fear lies, fear exaggerates, fear makes mountains out of molehills and then convinces you that climbing is impossible. Stop giving fear the steering wheel of your life. Do not allow disappointment to define your future. Disappointment is real. Disappointment hurts. But disappointment does not get to write the final sentence of your story. You do. With my help, Do not allow old wounds to keep you trapped in old seasons. Learn from the past, honor the lessons, take the wisdom, but keep moving forward, one day at a time, one step at a time, one decision at a time. If these words are breathing life into your heart right now, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Your simple act of connection may be the very thing that helps someone else find these words when they need them most. Before you go any further, I need you to understand something that has the power to transform your entire perspective. Just because you cannot see my hand moving does not mean I am not working. Just because you cannot hear my voice does not mean I am silent. Just because the answer has not arrived on your preferred schedule does not mean I have forgotten your request. There are seasons when the greatest work happens completely beneath the surface. There are seasons when progress is entirely invisible to the human eye. There are seasons when preparation matters infinitely more than appearance. Think again about the seed buried beneath the soil. For a long time, it appears completely lifeless. Nothing visible happens. Nothing exciting can be observed. To anyone looking from the outside, it seems as if nothing whatsoever is growing. Yet beneath the ground, roots are forming. Strength is developing. Life is quietly emerging. The seed is becoming prepared for the future it was created to carry. This is exactly what has been happening in your life. While you focused obsessively on what had not happened yet, I was building something within you. While you worried endlessly about closed doors, I was strengthening your character. While you questioned the delay, I was increasing your wisdom. While you stared at the mountain in front of you, I was developing the strength you would need to climb it. You have asked me why certain opportunities disappeared. You have asked why certain plans failed miserably. You have asked why people walked away without looking back. You have asked why the timeline looked completely different from what you expected. The answer is not always simple, but I can tell you this with absolute certainty. There are things I can see that you cannot see. I can see the road ahead of you. I can see the hidden dangers that would have destroyed you. I can see the consequences of decisions long before they happen. I can see your entire future while you are still standing in the present moment. That is why you must learn to trust me even when you do not fully understand me. Understanding is valuable, but trust is powerful. There will be moments when you understand exactly what I'm doing. There will also be moments when you do not understand at all. During those moments, trust becomes your greatest strength. Some of the things you cried over were actually protecting you. Some of the opportunities you lost would have taken you far away from your true purpose. Some of the relationships that ended would have limited your growth in ways you cannot imagine. Some of the doors that closed would have led you into unnecessary pain that would have taken years to heal. You only saw the disappointment. I saw the destination. You only saw the loss. I saw the protection. You only saw the delay. I saw the preparation. Type "I trust your plan" in the comments right now and declare that you're releasing control to something greater than yourself. This simple declaration changes spiritual atmospheres. That is why I'm asking you today to stop measuring my faithfulness by your circumstances. Circumstances change constantly. Situations shift without warning. Emotions rise and fall like ocean waves. But my faithfulness remains absolutely constant. When life feels uncertain, I remain certain. When people become unreliable, I remain reliable. When the future seems completely unclear, I remain in complete control. I know that sometimes you become discouraged because you compare your journey to the journeys of others around you. You see someone else succeeding. You see someone else advancing rapidly. You see someone else receiving blessings while you are still waiting. And you begin to question your own path. your own worth, your own future. But comparison has stolen enough joy from your life already. Stop measuring your progress against someone else's timeline. Their assignment is different from yours. Their journey is different from yours. Their lessons are different from yours. Their preparation is different from yours. Focus on the path I have placed before your feet. Focus on the opportunities standing directly in front of you. Focus on becoming the person I created you to be. The moment you stop comparing yourself to others is the moment you begin to fully appreciate the work I am doing within you. You do not need to become someone else. You do not need to imitate another person's story. You do not need to chase another person's calling. You simply need to walk faithfully in the direction I am leading you. Subscribe to this channel right now and join a community of people who are choosing faith over fear, growth over comfort, and purpose over passivity. Do not walk this journey alone. There is power in consistency, there's power in patience, there's power in continuing forward even when progress feels painfully slow. Every day you choose faith over fear. You grow stronger. Every day you choose gratitude over bitterness. You grow wiser. Every day you choose hope over despair. You grow closer to the future I am preparing for you. Never underestimate the value of small, faithful steps. Many people are waiting for giant miracles while ignoring daily opportunities for growth. Many people are waiting for dramatic change while neglecting simple obedience in front of them. Great transformations are almost always built through small decisions repeated consistently over long periods of time. That is why I want you to remain faithful exactly where you are. Continue learning, continue growing, continue believing, continue moving forward, continue choosing integrity when it would be easier to compromise. Continue choosing kindness when it would be easier to become cold and hard. Continue choosing hope when negativity surrounds you on every side. These choices are shaping your future more than you realize right now. And as you continue walking forward, you will begin to notice something remarkable happening. The things that once seemed completely impossible will become possible. The fears that once controlled your every decision will lose their power over you. The burdens that once felt overwhelmingly heavy will become noticeably lighter. The lessons you are learning today will become the strengths that help you tomorrow. One day, you will look back and finally understand why this season was absolutely necessary. One day, you will see how every single challenge contributed to your growth. One day you will recognize that even the painful chapters carried valuable lessons that no other experience could have taught you. Until that day arrives, keep trusting, keep believing, keep moving forward, and keep your eyes fixed on me. Type "I choose trust" in the comments right now as a declaration of your faith today. Your words have power. Use them wisely. I need you to hear this next part with your whole heart. Many people quit too soon. They walk away too early. They give up right before the breakthrough they have been praying for finally arrives. You have been asking me for strength. You have been asking me for direction. You have been asking me to make a way through impossible situations. And while you were waiting for a sudden miracle, I was teaching you something that will sustain you for the rest of your life. I was teaching you endurance. The world celebrates quick success. The world admires instant results. The world praises overnight victories that look dramatic on social media. But what most people fail to understand is that lasting success is built through perseverance. Lasting peace is built through trust that gets tested and proven. Lasting wisdom is built through real life experience. Lasting faith is built through seasons that required patience you did not think you had. I know there were moments when you wanted to quit completely. I know there were days when you felt absolutely exhausted to your core. I know there were mornings when getting out of bed felt like climbing a mountain. I know there were nights when fear tried to convince you that nothing would ever change. I know there were situations that drained every drop of your energy. I know there were disappointments that shattered your expectations into pieces. I know there were people who failed to appreciate your efforts and kindness. I know there were times when your gentle heart was mistaken for weakness by people who did not deserve your goodness. I know there were seasons when your heart felt tired from carrying so much responsibility for so many people. Yet here you are, still moving forward, still searching for hope, still looking for light in dark places, still choosing to believe that better days can still come. That matters more than you will ever fully realize. If this message has touched your heart in any way, please like this video right now and share it with someone who needs to hear these words today. Your simple act of sharing may be the answer to someone else's desperate prayer. Every time you chose to continue instead of surrendering, you grew stronger. Every time you got back up after being knocked down to the ground, you developed resilience that cannot be bought or borrowed. Every time you kept believing despite overwhelming uncertainty, your faith expanded beyond its previous limits. You may not always see your growth while it is happening. Growth often feels uncomfortable. Growth often feels painfully slow. Growth often feels completely invisible to your own perception. But that does not mean it is not taking place right now. Look at how different you are from the person you were just a few years ago. Look at the lessons you have learned since then. Look at the wisdom you have gained through experience. Look at the obstacles you have overcome that once seemed impossible. Look at the strength you carry now that you did not possess before. The challenges that once terrified you no longer have the same power over your mind. The situations that once overwhelmed your emotions no longer control you in the same way. The fears that once dominated your thoughts have begun to lose their influence over your decisions. That is not an accident. That is evidence of growth. That is evidence of transformation. That is evidence that I have been working within you all along. Sometimes you become frustrated because you focus only on what still needs to change. But today, I want you to recognize how much has already changed for the better. Gratitude has the power to reveal blessings that frustration constantly hides from your view. Right, I am grateful for my growth in the comments. And take a moment to thank the divine for how far you have come. Gratitude opens doors that complaining keeps locked. When you focus only on what is missing, you overlook what is already present in your life. When you focus only on future goals, you fail to appreciate the current progress you have already made. Learn to celebrate small victories. Learn to appreciate daily progress. Learn to acknowledge the strength you are building right now in this very season. Many people spend their entire lives chasing the next achievement without ever pausing to appreciate how far they have already come. Do not make that same mistake. Pause right now and recognize the victories that already exist in your life. You survived things that once seemed absolutely impossible to survive. You made it through storms that felt like they would never end. You overcame situations that once kept you awake night after night after night. You are stronger today because you refused to stop moving forward when every voice told you to quit. One of the greatest traps you must avoid is the belief that your current situation is your final destination. It is not. Where you are today is not where you will always remain. Circumstances change. Seasons change. Opportunities change. People change. And your life can change dramatically as well. Never allow a temporary season to convince you that your future has already been permanently decided. Never allow a difficult chapter to make you believe the story is over. Never allow disappointment to destroy your expectation for better things that are still ahead. There's still more growth waiting for you. There's still lessons waiting to be learned. There's still opportunities waiting to be discovered. There's still blessings waiting to be received. There's still doors waiting to swing open. There are still dreams waiting to be fulfilled beyond your wildest imagination. But you must keep moving. You must keep believing. You must keep learning. You must keep trusting. Subscribe to this channel right now and never miss a message of hope, encouragement, and divine guidance. Your subscription helps these words reach people who are searching for exactly what you just found. Many people become trapped because they allow fear to make their most important decisions. Fear tells them not to try. Fear tells them not to risk. Fear tells them not to hope. Fear tells them to stay exactly where it feels safe and comfortable. But comfort is not always where growth happens. In fact, growth usually requires courage. Growth usually requires action. Growth usually requires stepping forward even when the outcome remains completely uncertain. That is why I want you to focus on what you can do today. Do not become overwhelmed by everything that might happen tomorrow. Focus on today's responsibilities. Focus on today's opportunities. Focus on today's choices. One faithful step is often more powerful than endless hours of worrying. One positive decision is often more valuable than days spent trapped in fear. One act of courage can change the entire direction of your future. You do not need to have every single answer before you move. You do not need to know every detail of the journey before you take the first step. You do not need to understand every part of the path before you trust where it leads. You simply need to take the next step, and then the next one, and then the next one after that. As you continue moving forward, clarity will increase, wisdom will grow, confidence will develop, doors will open, opportunities will appear, strength will rise. What seems impossible today may become your reality sooner than you ever expected. That is why I am asking you not to give up. Not now. Not after everything you have already overcome. Not after everything you have already learned. Not after all the strength you have already built. You have come too far to stop now. The lessons of this season are preparing you for the opportunities of the next season. The strength you are building today will support the responsibilities you carry tomorrow. The wisdom you are gaining now will help you make better decisions for the rest of your life. Nothing is wasted when you allow it to teach you something valuable. Type, "I will not quit" in the comments right now and make that declaration over your life. Let heaven hear your determination. Let the enemy know you are not backing down. I know what has been happening inside your mind. I know the conversations you have with yourself when nobody else is around to hear them. I know the fears that try to visit you late at night when everything is quiet. I know the questions that keep repeating themselves in your thoughts like broken records. What if nothing ever changes? What if I fail again? What if things get even worse than they already are? What if I am not strong enough for what comes next? What if I have already missed my only opportunity? These thoughts have been exhausting you. They have been stealing your peace, piece by piece. They have been draining your energy like a leak in a tire. They have been distracting you from the blessings that are already growing around you even now. That is why I am speaking to you directly today. You cannot build a peaceful future while feeding fearful thoughts. You cannot walk confidently into tomorrow while remaining trapped in yesterday. You cannot fully receive new opportunities while holding tightly to old disappointments. There comes a moment when you must make a decision. You must decide whether you will continue allowing fear to lead your life or whether you will trust me enough to move forward despite your fears. Fear always wants evidence before it believes anything. Faith chooses to move before all the evidence appears. Fear focuses on limitations and reasons why things cannot work. Faith focuses on possibilities and reasons why things can succeed. Fear studies every single reason something could fail miserably. Faith searches for every reason something could succeed beautifully. The direction of your life is often determined by which voice you choose to follow moment by moment. If these words are speaking directly to your heart right now, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone you love who needs encouragement today. Your simple act of sharing could change someone's entire week. Many of the battles you are facing right now are not happening around you. They are happening within you. The greatest battlefield is often your own mind. That is why you must become extremely careful about what you repeatedly think about. Every thought you entertain has the potential to influence your actions. Every belief you accept has the potential to shape your entire future. Every word you repeat to yourself has the potential to either strengthen you or slowly weaken you. If you constantly tell yourself that you are defeated, eventually you will begin acting defeated in everything you do. If you constantly tell yourself that nothing will ever improve, eventually you will stop looking for opportunities altogether. If you constantly expect failure, you may overlook the very doors that are opening right in front of your face. This is why I want you to start paying attention to the stories you tell yourself about yourself. Are those stories helping you grow? Are those stories helping you move forward? Are those stories helping you become stronger? Or are they keeping you trapped in cycles of fear and regret? For too long, some of you have allowed old pain to become your identity. You have allowed past mistakes to define your worth. You have allowed previous disappointments to determine what you expect from the future. But your past is not your identity. Your mistakes are not your identity. Your failures are not your identity. Your setbacks are not your identity. They are experiences, they are lessons, they are chapters in a much longer book, but they're not the entire story of who you are. There is more inside you than you currently realize. There is more strength than you recognize in yourself. There is more wisdom than you acknowledge. There is more potential than you have even begun to discover. Sometimes you focus so much on what is wrong that you forget to notice what is strong. Sometimes you focus so much on what is missing that you overlook what is growing. Sometimes you focus so much on what you lost that you fail to appreciate what still remains in your hands. Write "I choose faith" in the comments right now and declare that you are done letting fear make your decisions. Your declaration changes spiritual realities. Today, I want you to shift your perspective completely. Instead of focusing on everything you cannot control, focus on what you can control. You can control your attitude. You can control your effort. You can control your choices. You can control how you respond to what happens to you. You can control what you allow to occupy your mind and heart. These daily decisions matter more than you realize. A positive future is often built through ordinary decisions repeated consistently over long periods of time. One act of discipline may seem small and insignificant. One act of courage may seem like nothing in the moment. One act of faith may feel unimportant compared to the size of your problems. But when repeated day after day, These small actions create massive transformation over time. Many people are waiting for their lives to change dramatically while refusing to change their daily habits. Many people are asking for different results while continuing the exact same behaviors that produce their current results. Many people want growth without any discomfort whatsoever. But growth almost always requires adjustment. Growth almost always requires effort. Growth almost always requires new ways of thinking and acting. That is why I'm encouraging you to honestly examine your daily life. What habits are helping you grow? What habits are slowing your progress? What thoughts are strengthening your future? What thoughts are weakening your confidence? Be completely honest with yourself. The answers may reveal more than you expect. I am not asking you to become perfect overnight. I am asking you to become intentional about your growth. Small improvements matter. Small victories matter. Small changes matter more than you know. Never underestimate the power of consistency in your life. Subscribe to this channel right now and commit to your growth journey. Every message is designed to help you become the person you were created to be. Do not walk this path alone. A river can carve through solid stone not because of sudden explosive force, but because of continual, persistent movement over long periods of time. The same principle applies directly to your life. Keep moving, keep learning, keep improving, keep believing, keep trusting, even when progress feels painfully slow, even when results are not immediate, even when circumstances remain difficult and uncooperative. Continue moving forward anyway. One day you will look back and realize that the small actions you almost ignored became the foundation for major breakthroughs you never saw coming. You will realize that your persistence mattered more than you knew. You will realize that your patience produced results you could never have manufactured on your own. You will realize that your faith carried you through waters that would have drowned someone else. You will realize that every single lesson carried value that no price tag could measure. There are opportunities ahead that require the person you are becoming right now. There are responsibilities ahead that require the wisdom you are developing in this very season. There are blessings ahead that require the strength you are building through every challenge. That is why this season matters so much. Do not waste it. Learn from it. Grow through it. Allow it to prepare you. Allow it to strengthen you. Allow it to shape you into someone capable of carrying far greater things than you have ever carried before. The future is not created only by what happens to you. The future is also shaped by how you choose to respond to what happens to you. Choose growth, choose wisdom, choose faith, choose hope, choose courage, and keep your eyes focused on where you're going rather than where you have already been. Type, I release the past in the comments right now and make that powerful declaration over your life. You cannot receive what is coming while holding on to what is already gone. I know there are wounds you rarely talk about with anyone. I know there are memories that still bring sharp pain when they unexpectedly cross your mind. I know there are moments from your past that you wish with all your heart had never happened. Some of those moments changed the way you see yourself. Some changed the way you see other people. Some changed the way you see your entire future. You try to move on. You try to forget. You try to act like everything is fine and normal. But deep inside, certain hurts remained lodged in your heart. Certain disappointments remained unhealed. Certain fears remained active and controlling. And over time, those hidden wounds began affecting your thoughts, your decisions, and your confidence in ways you may not even recognize. Today, I want you to understand something absolutely crucial. Healing does not begin when you pretend the pain never existed. Healing begins when you stop running away from it. Healing begins when you bring it into the light where it can be addressed. Healing begins when you become willing to learn from the pain instead of being controlled by it for the rest of your life. Many people spend years carrying emotional weight that was never meant to stay on their shoulders for that long. They carry guilt, they carry regret, they carry bitterness, they carry anger, they carry disappointment, they carry shame. And because they carry these heavy things for so long, they begin to believe those burdens are part of who they are. But they are not. Pain is an experience. It is not your permanent identity. Regret is an experience. It is not your permanent identity. Failure is an experience. It is not your permanent identity. What happened to you does not determine your worth as a human being. What others said about you does not determine your value. What others failed to see in you does not change the purpose I placed within you before you were even born. If this message has brought even a small amount of peace to your heart, please like this video right now and share it with someone who is struggling today. Your simple act of kindness may be exactly what they need to keep going. Too many people have allowed the opinions of others to become louder than my truth about who they are. Too many people have accepted negative labels that were never meant for them. Too many people have spent years doubting themselves because of careless words spoken during moments of weakness by people who did not know what they were talking about. Today, I want you to let go of those false labels forever. You are not defined by your worst day. You are not defined by your greatest mistake. You are not defined by your deepest struggle. You are not defined by your painful past. You are defined by who you are becoming with every passing day. That is where your focus must remain, not on the chapter that already ended, not on the opportunity that disappeared, not on the relationship that failed, not on the season that hurt you more than any other. Focus on what is being built inside you right now. Focus on the lessons you are gaining in this present moment. Focus on the strength you're developing through today's challenges. Because every season has something important to teach you, even painful seasons, especially painful seasons. The lessons learned through difficulty often become the wisdom that protects you late in life. The strength developed through hardship often becomes the foundation for future success you cannot yet imagine. The patience learned through long waiting often becomes the key to peace that nothing can shake. Nothing is wasted when you allow it to teach you something valuable. That does not mean every experience was good. It means every experience can produce growth if you are willing to learn from it. There is a significant difference between those two things. Write, "I am healing" in the comments and declare that you are done letting old wounds control your future. Healing is available right now if you will receive it. Some of you are still waiting for an apology that may never come from someone who may never change. Some of you are still hoping someone will finally understand the pain they caused you. Some of you are still looking for closure from people who are completely incapable of giving it. But listen to me carefully. Your healing cannot depend entirely on someone else's actions. Your peace cannot depend entirely on someone else's understanding. Your future cannot remain trapped by someone else's decisions. There comes a point where you must release what you cannot control. Release the need for perfect explanations that may never come. Release the need for complete understanding of why things happened the way they did. Release the need for everyone to agree with your version of your story. Release the need for every single question to be answered before you can move forward. Some answers arrive later than you want. Some answers never arrive at all in this life, but peace becomes possible when you stop allowing unanswered questions to control your life and steal your joy. Forgiveness is one of the greatest gifts you can ever give yourself. Forgiveness does not mean pretending wrong things were somehow acceptable. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting what happened to you. Forgiveness does not mean allowing harmful behavior to continue in your life. Forgiveness means refusing to let bitterness become your permanent prison. Forgiveness means refusing to carry poison in your own heart that only hurts you. Forgiveness means choosing freedom over resentment, even when the other person does not deserve it. It is not always easy. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it happens gradually over many months or years. But every single step toward forgiveness creates more room for peace in your life. Every step toward healing creates more room for joy. Every step toward growth creates more room for the future. I want to build through your life. Subscribe to this channel right now and join thousands of others who are choosing to heal, grow, and move forward into their purpose. You are not alone on this journey. You were not created to remain trapped in yesterday. You were not created to spend your entire life reliving old pain over and over again. You were not created to carry every burden forever until they crush your spirit. You were created to grow. You were created to learn. You were created to overcome. You were created to move forward into everything I've prepared for you. That is why I want you to begin looking ahead today, not with fear, not with doubt, not with anxiety about what might go wrong. Look ahead with expectation. There are lessons ahead worth learning. There are opportunities ahead worth pursuing. There are relationships ahead worth building. There are blessings ahead worth receiving. There are victories ahead worth celebrating. And they deserve your attention far more than the mistakes and disappointments you left behind. Every single day is a chance to begin again. Every single day is a chance to make a better choice than you made yesterday. Every single day is a chance to become a stronger version of yourself. Do not underestimate the power of a fresh start. Sometimes the greatest breakthrough of your life begins with a simple decision, a decision to stop looking backward, a decision to stop replaying old failures, a decision to stop allowing fear to lead, a decision to believe that real change is still possible for you, a decision to stop allowing fear to lead, a decision to believe that real change is still possible for you, a decision to trust that better days still exist no matter how dark things look right now. That single decision can change absolutely everything. Type, I am ready for my new season in the comments right now and declare that you are stepping into everything that has been prepared for you. Your declaration opens doors. I know there have been days when you felt completely invisible to the world, days when you gave your best effort and nobody seemed to notice at all, days when you remained faithful while others received all the recognition, days when you stayed committed while others seemed to move far ahead of you, days when you wondered whether your hard work mattered to anyone at all. You looked around and saw people celebrating victories. You saw people reaching milestones you have only dreamed about. You saw people receiving opportunities you have prayed for. And deep inside, you quietly asked yourself when your turn would finally come. You wondered if you had been somehow forgotten. You wondered if your efforts were being overlooked by everyone, including heaven. You wondered if your season would ever change. But today I need you to understand something absolutely vital. Just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. Just because a door has not opened yet does not mean it will remain closed forever. Just because you cannot see movement today does not mean progress is not actively taking place. Many of the greatest changes in human history began long before they became visible to anyone. Many of the greatest breakthroughs begin during seasons that appear completely ordinary. Many of the greatest victories are prepared in silence when nobody's watching. That silence has frustrated you at times. You wanted answers immediately. You wanted confirmation that you were on the right path. You wanted proof that your efforts were leading somewhere meaningful. But often the season of preparation feels quiet. Often the season of growth feels completely unnoticed. Often the season of becoming feels invisible to everyone, including yourself. And that is exactly where many people give up forever. They quit because they do not see immediate results. They stop because they do not see immediate rewards. They walk away because they mistake divine silence for divine absence. But silence does not mean I have abandoned you. Silence does not mean nothing is happening. Silence does not mean your future has stopped unfolding. Sometimes silence is simply the sacred space where the most important preparation is actively taking place. If these words have encouraged your heart today, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear that their season is changing. Your support helps these messages reach desperate hearts. I want you to stop measuring your progress only by external results. Look at the internal growth that has already happened inside you. Look at the patience you have developed through difficult waiting. Look at the wisdom you have gained through painful experiences. Look at the strength you have built through impossible challenges. Look at the resilience you now carry that you did not have 5 years ago. Those things matter enormously. Those things have incredible value. Those things are actively preparing you for what comes next in your journey. There are opportunities ahead that require the strength you're developing right now in this very season. There are responsibilities ahead that require the wisdom you're gaining right now through every challenge. There are blessings ahead that require the maturity you're building right now through every lesson. That is why this season matters so much, even if it feels slow, even if it feels ordinary, even if it feels completely unnoticed by everyone around you. Never underestimate what is happening beneath the surface of your life. A foundation is completely invisible while it is being built. Nobody sees it, nobody applauds it, nobody celebrates the concrete and the steel. Yet the strength of every single structure depends entirely on the foundation that nobody ever sees. The same truth applies directly to your life. The habits you build today matter. The discipline you practice today matters. The choices you make today matter. The lessons you learn today matter. They are becoming the foundation for things you have not yet seen and cannot yet imagine. That is why I want you to stay faithful, remain committed to your growth, remain committed to your values, remain committed to your purpose, remain committed to becoming the very best version of yourself possible. Because consistency creates powerful momentum, and momentum creates transformation that cannot be stopped. Write, I am becoming stronger every day in the comments and declare this truth over your life. Your words shape your reality more than you know. Many people are looking for dramatic change while completely ignoring daily growth. But daily growth is almost always where the greatest transformation actually begins. Every positive decision matters. Every act of integrity matters. Every lesson matters. Every effort matters. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is meaningless. Nothing is forgotten by the one who sees everything. I also want you to stop believing the lie that you are somehow behind in life. You are not behind. You are on a journey and every single journey unfolds differently for every single person. There is no universal timeline for success that applies to everyone equally. There's no universal timeline for growth that applies to every person. There is no universal timeline for purpose that works the same way for everyone. Your path is unique, your lessons are unique, your experiences are unique. Therefore, your timeline will also be unique. Stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 10. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Stop comparing your messy process to someone else's polished outcome. Comparison creates frustration. Comparison creates insecurity. Comparison creates unnecessary pressure that you do not need. Instead, focus on your own growth. Focus on your own development. Focus on your own unique journey, because that is exactly where your energy belongs. The more attention you give to your own growth, the stronger your future becomes. There are people who gave up too soon because they could not see what was being prepared for them behind the scenes. Do not become one of those people. Keep moving, keep learning, keep trusting, keep showing up, keep believing. Because one day you will look back and realize that the season you almost abandoned was actually the season preparing you for something absolutely extraordinary. One day you will see that the delays had divine purpose you could not understand at the time. One day you will see that the challenges carried priceless lessons. One day you will see that the waiting carried incredible value. One day you will subscribe to this channel right now and commit to your growth journey. Every video is designed to help you become everything you were created to be. Do not miss what is coming next. Until then, remain faithful, remain patient, remain hopeful. Continue taking the next step in front of you. Continue making wise choices. Continue becoming stronger. Continue becoming wiser. Continue becoming more prepared for the incredible future that is already unfolding before you. I know there are days when you feel tired, not just physically tired, but emotionally tired, mentally tired, spiritually tired, spiritually tired. You have carried responsibilities that others do not fully understand. You have faced pressures that few people know anything about. You have smiled through struggles that would have broken most people. You have remained strong when you desperately wanted to rest. You have encouraged other people while quietly needing encouragement yourself. And sometimes you wonder how much longer you can possibly keep going. Sometimes you wonder when relief will finally come. Sometimes you wonder if anyone truly sees how hard you have been trying for so long. I see it. I have always seen every single bit of it, every effort, every sacrifice, every act of kindness, every moment when you chose courage instead of surrender, every moment when you kept moving forward despite your loudest doubts. Nothing has escaped my attention. Nothing has been overlooked. Nothing has been forgotten. There are moments when you think your efforts are producing nothing at all. You look around and see no visible results. You see no immediate reward. You see no clear evidence that your hard work is making any difference whatsoever. But what you fail to see is that every positive choice you make is creating momentum. Every act of discipline is building strength. Every wise decision is shaping your future. Every lesson is preparing you for opportunities that have not yet arrived. Too often, people become deeply discouraged because they expect instant results. They want immediate success. They want immediate change. They want immediate answers to their most painful questions. But meaningful growth almost always happens gradually over time. Wisdom develops slowly through experience. Character develops slowly through testing. Trust develops slowly through proven faithfulness. Strength develops slowly through resistance and challenge. The process may seem painfully slow at times, but slow growth is still real growth. Do not underestimate what is happening beneath the surface of your life. Type "I trust the process" in the comments right now and declare that you believe something good is being built even when you cannot see it yet. Many of the most important changes in your life are taking place internally long before they ever become visible externally. That is why I need you to remain patient, not passive. Patient, continue learning, continue improving, continue growing, continue becoming stronger. Because every single day you invest in your growth, you are directly investing in your future. There is something else I need you to understand. You cannot carry every burden forever. Some of you are carrying responsibilities that belong to the future and have not even arrived yet. Some of you are carrying regrets from the past that have already been forgiven. Some of you are carrying fears about things that have not even happened and may never happen. And because of this unnecessary weight, your heart feels heavy, your mind feels crowded, your spirit feels exhausted. Today, I want you to release some of that crushing weight. Release the need to control every single outcome in your life. Release the need to predict every possible scenario before you feel safe. Release the need to have every answer immediately before you take a single step. You were never designed to carry all of that alone. There is freedom in accepting what you cannot control. There is peace in focusing on what you can actually influence. There is strength in trusting the process even when every detail is not visible to your eyes. Many people delay their own peace because they are waiting for complete certainty. They tell themselves they will finally relax when every problem is solved. They tell themselves they will be happy when every goal is achieved. They tell themselves they will have peace when every question is fully answered. But life does not work that way. There will always be another challenge waiting ahead. There will always be another goal to pursue. There will always be another question to answer. Peace cannot depend on perfect circumstances. Peace must become something you practice regardless of your circumstances. If this message has blessed you in any way, please like this video and share it with someone who is struggling to keep going today. Your simple act of sharing could save a life. That is why gratitude is so incredibly important. Gratitude changes your entire perspective. Gratitude reminds you of what is actually working in your life. Gratitude reminds you of how far you have already come. Gratitude reminds you of blessings that frustration constantly hides from your view. Take a moment right now and look at your life honestly. Yes, there are real challenges. Yes, there are areas that still need significant growth. Yes, there are goals you have not reached yet. But there are also victories you have already won. There are also lessons you have already learned. There are also blessings you have already received. There are also reasons to be thankful if you will open your eyes to see them. When you learn to appreciate what is already present in your life, your heart becomes stronger for the journey that still lies ahead. I also want you to stop doubting your ability to grow and change. Too many people believe they are permanently limited by who they used to be in the past. They think their past mistakes permanently define their future possibilities. They think old failures establish permanent boundaries that cannot be crossed. But growth changes everything. Wisdom changes everything. Learning changes everything. Discipline changes everything. The person you are today is not the same person you were 5 years ago. You have learned. You have matured. You have developed. You have gained valuable experience. You have become stronger than you once were. Continue building on that progress day by day. Continue investing in yourself. Continue investing in your character. Continue investing in your habits. Continue investing in your mindset. Those investments will produce incredible rewards for years and years to come. One wise decision today can create opportunities tomorrow that you cannot yet see. One disciplined habit today can create freedom tomorrow that you cannot yet imagine. One courageous step today can change the entire direction of your future. Never underestimate the power of consistent effort applied over time. Never underestimate the power of small daily improvements. Never underestimate the power of steady daily growth. Great transformations are almost always the result of small actions repeated faithfully over long periods of time. Write, "I am growing every single day," in the comments and claim this truth over your life right now. Your confession matters in the spiritual realm. That is why I want you to keep going, keep learning, keep believing, keep improving, keep trusting, even when progress feels painfully slow, even when results seem frustratingly delayed, even when the journey feels impossibly difficult. Because one day you will look back and realize that the season you thought was completely ordinary was actually preparing you for extraordinary things you never saw coming. One day you will see that your patience had divine purpose. One day you will see that your growth had eternal purpose. One day you will see that your persistence had incredible purpose. Until that day of full understanding arrives, continue moving forward. Continue becoming stronger. Continue becoming wiser. Continue becoming the person you were created to be from the very beginning. I know there have been moments when you felt frustrated by the timing of your life. You had plans. You had expectations. You had goals. You had a vision for how things were supposed to unfold perfectly. You thought certain opportunities would arrive much sooner than they did. You thought certain prayers would be answered much faster than they have been. You thought certain problems would have disappeared by now. You thought certain dreams would already be reality at this point in your life. Yet here you are, still waiting for some things to happen, still hoping, still believing, still wondering when the next chapter will finally begin. And sometimes that waiting has felt unbearably heavy. Sometimes it has tested your patience to the breaking point. Sometimes it has challenged your faith more than anything else. Sometimes it has made you question whether anything is changing at all. Subscribe to this channel right now and never miss another message of hope and encouragement. Your subscription helps these words reach people who are searching for exactly what you just found. But today I want you to hear this clearly. A delay is not always a denial. A delay is not always a punishment for something you did wrong. A delay is not always evidence that something is wrong with you or your path. Sometimes a delay is necessary preparation. Sometimes a delay is divine protection from something you cannot see. Sometimes a delay is strategic positioning for something greater. Sometimes a delay is giving you time to become the person capable of carrying what you have been asking for. Many people focus so much on receiving blessings that they completely forget the responsibility attached to every single blessing. Every opportunity carries responsibility. Every promotion carries responsibility. Every relationship carries responsibility. Every blessing carries responsibility. And responsibility requires preparation that takes time. If something arrives before you're ready for it, it can become overwhelming instead of wonderful. If something arrives before you have developed enough wisdom, it can become difficult to sustain. If something arrives before your character has matured enough, it can create unnecessary problems you never expected. That is why preparation matters so much. That is why growth matters so much. That is why patience matters so much. There are things you prayed for years ago that would have been extremely difficult for you to manage at that stage of your life. There are opportunities you wanted years ago that would have created pressures you were not prepared to handle. There are responsibilities you desired years ago that would have stretched you far beyond your capacity at that time. But now you are different. You have learned. You have grown. You have gained wisdom. You have developed resilience. You have experienced lessons that could only be learned through the passing of time. Those lessons matter enormously. Those experiences matter enormously. That growth matters enormously. Never underestimate what patience is quietly producing inside of you. Type, I trust the timing of my journey in the comments and declare that you believe your timing is not a mistake. Your declaration aligns your spirit with divine purpose. Patience is not simply waiting around doing nothing. Patience is growing while you wait. Patience is learning while you wait. Patience is trusting while you wait. Patience is becoming stronger while you wait. Many people think waiting is wasted time, but waiting can become the most valuable preparation time of your entire life. Waiting can become powerful learning time. Waiting can become deep transformation time. The question is not whether you are waiting. The question is what you are becoming while you wait. Are you becoming wiser? Are you becoming stronger? Are you becoming more disciplined? Are you becoming more grateful? Are you becoming more prepared? Because if you use this season wisely, it will not be wasted. It will become incredibly valuable. It will become deeply meaningful. It will become part of the foundation for everything that comes next in your life. I also want you to stop believing that your timeline must look exactly like everyone else's timeline. Too many people become deeply discouraged because they constantly compare their progress to someone else's progress. They compare achievements, they compare milestones, they compare opportunities, they compare outcomes. And comparison creates frustration. Comparison creates doubt. Comparison creates unnecessary pressure that you do not need. But your journey is completely unique. Your lessons are completely unique. Your purpose is completely unique. Your path is completely unique. Therefore, your timing will also be completely unique. Stop comparing your progress to someone else's carefully curated highlights. Stop measuring your value by someone else's achievements. Stop assuming that someone else's success means there's less opportunity available for you. There's plenty of room for your unique purpose. There is plenty of room for your unique growth. There is plenty of room for your unique success. There's plenty of room for your unique future. Focus on becoming the very best version of yourself possible. Focus on your own growth. Focus on your own lessons. Focus on your own development. That is exactly where your energy belongs. If these words have brought peace to your heart today, please like this video and share it with someone who needs encouragement. Your simple act of sharing may become the answer to someone else's desperate prayer. Every season has something valuable to teach you, even the slow seasons, even the quiet seasons, even the difficult seasons. Sometimes the quiet seasons teach patience. Sometimes the difficult seasons teach resilience. Sometimes the uncertain seasons teach trust. Sometimes the waiting seasons teach wisdom that no other experience could provide. And those lessons become incredibly valuable assets later in your life. There may be things happening right now that you do not fully understand. There may be circumstances that seem confusing and contradictory. There may be delays that feel frustrating beyond words. But trust that growth is still taking place beneath the surface. Trust that preparation is still happening behind the scenes. Trust that lessons are still being learned. Trust that strength is still being developed. Because one day you will look back and see connections that are difficult to see today. You will understand why certain doors remain firmly closed. You will understand why certain paths change direction unexpectedly. You will understand why certain delays occurred when they did. You will understand how those frustrating experiences contributed to your growth in ways you never expected. Until then, continue moving forward with confidence. Continue learning. Continue trusting. Continue becoming stronger. Continue becoming wiser. Continue becoming more prepared for everything that is still ahead of you. Because what is ahead of you will require the person you're becoming right now. And the growth happening today is actively preparing you for tomorrow. Write, "My season is changing right now" in the comments and declare it with absolute confidence. Do not wait to see it. Declare it first. Your season is not over. Your purpose is not forgotten. Your growth is not finished. And I am still preparing a future greater than you can currently imagine with your limited human vision. I know there have been moments when you felt exhausted beyond words, moments when you questioned whether you could possibly keep moving forward, moments when you looked at the road ahead and wondered how much longer this difficult journey would be. You carried responsibilities that seemed far too heavy for your shoulders. You faced challenges that appeared far too large for your strength. You dealt with disappointments that tested your patience to the absolute limit. You experienced setbacks that shook your confidence to the core. And during those dark moments, it felt as though the weight on your shoulders was becoming too much to bear any longer. But I want you to think about something important right now. Every challenge you survived added strength to your character. Every obstacle you overcame increased your resilience. Every difficult season taught you lessons that comfort and ease never could have taught you. The person you are becoming today is not the same person you were when this difficult journey began. You have changed for the better. You have grown stronger. You have learned valuable lessons. You have developed wisdom through painful experience. You have discovered strength you never knew existed inside of you. Many times, you focused only on what you lost along the way. But today, I want you to focus on what you gained. You gained patience. You gained understanding. You gained perspective. You gained courage. You gained experience. You gained resilience that cannot be taken from you. Those things are incredibly valuable. Those things cannot always be measured with numbers. Those things cannot always be seen with human eyes, but they are becoming part of the foundation of your future in ways you do not yet understand. Too many people spend their entire lives wishing for easier circumstances. Yet some of the greatest growth in human history came from difficult circumstances. Some of the strongest people became strong precisely because they endured challenges that would have destroyed weaker people. Some of the wisest people became wise because they learned from their mistakes instead of running from them. Some of the most compassionate people became compassionate because they deeply understood pain themselves. Growth almost always emerges from places where comfort could never take you. That is why I want you to stop viewing every single challenge as your enemy. Sometimes challenges become your greatest teachers. Sometimes obstacles become unexpected opportunities. Sometimes struggles become stepping stones to higher ground. Sometimes difficulties become divine preparation for something greater than you ever imagined. Subscribe to this channel right now and commit to your journey of growth, healing, and purpose. You are not alone. Thousands are walking this path with you. There are things within you that can only be revealed through pressure. A seed must break open before it can grow into something beautiful. A muscle must be challenged before it becomes stronger. Character must be tested before it becomes dependable in difficult times. The same exact principle applies to your life. Some of the pressure you experienced was revealing strengths that were hidden deep inside you all along. Some of the difficulties you faced were uncovering abilities you did not know you possessed. Some of the hardships you endured were teaching you how capable you truly are when you have no other choice but to keep going. That is why I do not want you to look back on every difficult season with regret. Look back and recognize what it taught you. Look back and recognize how much you learned. Look back and recognize how much stronger you became. Because those valuable lessons are now part of who you are. They travel with you everywhere you go. They guide your decisions. They protect you from repeating the same mistakes. They help you make wiser choices going forward. There is another important truth I need you to understand. Not every person who leaves your life was meant to stay forever. Some people enter your life for a specific season. Some people enter your life to teach you something important. Some people enter your life to help you grow in specific ways. And some people leave simply because their role in your story has ended. For too long, some of you have blamed yourselves for every single ending. You replay conversations endlessly in your mind. You analyze every detail looking for what you missed. You wonder what you could have done differently to make them stay. You carry guilt that was never yours to carry in the first place. But not every departure is your fault. Not every ending means you failed at something. Sometimes people leave because their path is different from yours. Sometimes people leave because growth requires change, and not everyone can grow with you. Sometimes people leave because the next chapter of your life cannot begin until the previous chapter closes completely. Release the heavy burden of trying to understand every single ending perfectly. Release the burden of trying to keep everything exactly the same forever. Life moves forward. Seasons change, people change, circumstances change, and growth almost always requires embracing those changes instead of constantly resisting them. Type, "I release what no longer belongs in my future" in the comments and make that powerful declaration over your life. Make room for what is coming. I also want you to stop believing that your future is permanently limited by your past mistakes. Your future is not trapped by old mistakes you made years ago. Your future is not trapped by previous failures that still haunt your memory. Your future is not trapped by yesterday's disappointments that broke your heart. Every single day presents a brand new opportunity to learn. Every single day presents a brand new opportunity to grow. Every single day presents a brand new opportunity to move forward in a better direction. You are not the same person you once were years ago. You have gained wisdom. You have gained knowledge. You have gained understanding. Allow those valuable lessons to guide you forward instead of allowing old fears to control you. Many people spend years looking backward at what could have been. They replay failures endlessly. They replay regrets endlessly. They replay disappointments endlessly. And because they are so focused on what happened behind them, they completely miss the opportunities appearing right in front of them. Do not make that costly mistake. Learn from the past, but live fully in the present. Build intentionally toward the future. Keep your eyes moving forward because there's still incredible opportunities waiting for you. There are still lessons waiting for you. There are still blessings waiting for you. There are still victories waiting for you. The story is not over. The journey is not finished. The purpose within you is still very much alive. That is why I need you to keep moving forward. Keep believing, keep learning, keep growing, keep trusting, even when progress feels painfully slow, even when answers seem frustratingly delayed, even when circumstances remain completely uncertain, because growth is still happening right now. Wisdom is still developing right now. Strength is still increasing right now. And your future is being shaped by the choices you make today. If these words have spoken directly to your heart throughout this entire message, take a moment right now to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear that they're not alone. Your support helps these messages reach desperate hearts around the world. One day you will look back and realize that what felt like delay was actually divine development. You will realize that what felt like waiting was actually sacred preparation. You will realize that what felt like uncertainty was actually necessary growth. And when that day of understanding finally arrives, many of the questions you carry right now will begin to make perfect sense. Until then, continue taking the next step in front of you. Continue choosing wisdom over foolishness. Continue choosing faith over fear. Continue choosing growth over comfort. Because every single day you make those choices, you become more prepared for the incredible opportunities ahead. Every day you make those choices, you become stronger than you were yesterday. Every day you make those choices, you become wiser than you were before. Every day you make those choices, you become more capable of carrying the beautiful future that is unfolding before you even now. Your story is still being written by hands that never make mistakes. Your growth is still happening even when you cannot see it. Your purpose is still alive and burning within your heart. And I am still leading you toward greater things than you can currently imagine with your limited human vision. Write, I am ready for everything that is coming in the comments and declare your readiness with bold confidence. Your best days are not behind you. They are still ahead. Thank you for staying until the very end of this message. Thank you for listening with an open heart. Thank you for believing that something greater is still possible for your life. Remember this as you move forward into your day. You are stronger than you think you are. You have learned more than you realize. You have grown more than you can see with your physical eyes. And the journey ahead still holds possibilities greater than anything you have left behind in the past. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting the process. Keep growing every single day. And never forget that I am still guiding your steps toward the future that is unfolding one faithful step at a time. You are chosen. You are loved. You are not alone. And your best chapter has not been written yet. Archangel Michael says you are chosen. Type, I receive my blessing in the comments right now and claim everything that has been prepared for you. Your declaration opens doors that no person can close.